Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Vicky. I am a neurodivergent therapist and I'm also a psychic medium. So here, this is a place where we use tarot and other tools like intuition or channeling to help us support ourselves and to remember who we really are. So if you're neurodivergent or neurospicy and this resonates with you, and if you're not neurospicy, you're welcome to. Just as long as it resonates with you, you're more than welcome to be here and be part of the community. So, with that being said, I am also wanting to share that this is just for entertainment purposes only. Even though I am a therapist and hopefully it'll feel really warm and lovely, it's not therapy. So, thanks so much. So, here we are. What I wanted to talk about today was the energies that we're feeling right now. They are big. I don't know if you're feeling them too, but I'm guessing that you are feeling a difference in the energy right now because it is so tactile. We can feel it. And it hit me this month. Literally, it hit me energetically this month differently than it ever has. And there might be some good reasons for that. If you follow astrology, and I do, I'm not an astrologer, but I do follow astrologers online because I find it fascinating and I really respect what they do. It's a science that's just too complex for me, but I don't understand all the sextiles and the, direct versus not. But, it's still very fascinating and I like to follow and hear what they have to say. That being said, I had an experience this month where some of the astrology that's happening now could explain what happened. It's not a major event that happened to me, but I was in my home and I was in my living room and hanging out, and all of a sudden, this energetic kind of, almost like a dread hit me. And it was very unusual because I wasn't in that space at all mentally. And it just, this heaviness of energy. And I felt it like I had never felt it before, completely out of the blue, not meditating, not doing anything, but just hanging out, thinking about what I was going to do that day. And boom. And so I was thinking, what is this? What's going on? And I couldn't figure out. It was nothing internally from me or my thoughts or my life. So I took some time to just sit with it, breathe through it, right? We forget to do that sometimes as neurospicy people. Breathe, breathe. And kind of breathing through it and figuring out. I got up and moved a bit because that helps me move energy sometimes, and it was really helpful. But I ended up reaching out to some friends of mine that are also intuitive, and I'm doing the little texty thing, and I said, "What's going on? Did you feel this energy this morning? Are you feeling it too?" And one of my friends texted back, one of the friends who texts back right away, like I do, but some of my neurospicy friends will just leave it there for a while, and you know, well, it's okay. I love them and know that that's just their style as a neurospicy person. It's not personal. But one of my friends texted back and said, "Oh yeah, today's the first day of Mercury retrograde," and I'm like, oh, "Okay," but it never hits me like that. It just doesn't. I was fine. And, typically for me, the way it hits is like little miscommunications with family or something, or my equipment doesn't work or whatever how that works in the retrograde. But this was different. So I ended up going out in my garden. It's my happy place, and just kind of played around in my garden and stuff. But I thought about it some more and I realized it's probably this combination of things, right? If you follow astrology, and what we're learning about is there's this thing happening this month, and this is July 8th, 2026 that I'm recording this. But later in the month, I guess around the 20th, 21st, if you follow it, leave a comment if I'm getting this wrong. But there's a thing called Barbeau's basket, named after, from and by, and discovered by a man named Andre Barbeau. And apparently, it's this conjunction of planets, this in a basket shape, that's going to be happening later this month. That is something that we've never seen in our lifetime. This gathering of planets in this particular shape and the way they interact with each other is something we've never seen before. And apparently, it's supposed to be pretty major. And maybe that's what I was feeling. The combination, just the energies are bigger. I think the collective is also feeling a lot of energy right now, just in general. Take a look around. Lots of really good reasons why that's happening, right? But I was feeling it. So if you are too, and could be any of those reasons, all the above, maybe it's something you're going through in your life. Let's check in with the cards. Let's check in with spirit to see, what does spirit want us to be thinking about right now as this energy is changing and as we are going through this time when things might be a little more challenging than usual for us. Okay, we're going to take a look. Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at the cards and we're going to see, and I'm going to use my intuition and channeling to see what spirit wants us to know about managing our energy during this time that we are all going through, when energy just seems really very heavy or big. I think big is just another word. This is big energy, big feelings. Before we start, I like to say a little prayer. I clothe myself and sorry, before I was even able to finish the prayer, there were thoughts coming through and messages coming through. Big energies. They were just confirming, the big energies, and they're coming up more and more right now. So I encircle myself and this reading and the collective in a bubble of white light composed of the love and the power and the wisdom of divine love, not only for our own protection, but so that all others who see it or come in contact with it will be brought to divine love and healed. So here we are as we go through. I'm hesitating because the my guides are saying to make sure to pay attention and be slow. 8 of Wands means energies are coming in quickly, and they're reinforcing to me how it's important to slow down. Even in this reading, my ADHD brain starts taking over. I get excited and I don't breathe, and I start to really listen and channel, but I'm going so fast and my brain is going faster than my mouth can. So let's take some time to take a deep breath. There we are. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for the reminder. 8 of Wands. Things are coming in quickly. This is the recent past. We're looking at the 10 of Wands, which is some burdens. We've all been feeling these burdens, right? And the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is new beginnings, a new way of thinking. And for my neurospicy folks, I've got my own little interpretations of some of these cards, as I said. We've got the 3 of Wands here in the present energies. We've got the Lovers in the present energies. We've got the 7 of Swords in the present energies. Let's look at the future energy. All right, the Emperor. We've got the Page of Cups. And then the 9 of Wands. What we don't see under the deck. Love. And the Hermit and the Empress. Okay. All right, there we are. All right, we may pull some clarifiers, but let's kind of go through them first. All right, we've got the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is incoming energy or activity or things coming at us. And I think this is part of what we're feeling, and I'm getting this is what we're feeling as energy coming in toward us. There's energy coming in toward us, and we're feeling it, we're experiencing it. But don't forget that as neurospicy people, we can be much more sensitive. We've probably been told we're too sensitive in the past, but that's BS. We're going to reject that, right? We're not too sensitive. We're just sensitive enough. And with that, look at all those wands. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wand energies here. So, wands is activity. It's actions. And yeah, it's not unusual to see wands in ADHD, ADHD spread, neurospicy spread, because we're always got activity going on, right? And thoughts and things like that. But in this moment, I'm feeling it's the energies that are coming in at us. So it's not so much what we're doing, it's it's coming at us and it's feeling heavy. For some, it's feeling like a burden, like it was to me the other day when it just came in so hot and heavy and big. It felt different and like, oof, this is a load I'm carrying now that I didn't expect to be carrying. The Ace of Wands, though, oh, that's another one. Did I even count that one? See all the wands, all the wands. Um, Ace of Wands is usually new energy and new ideas. And for those of us who are neurospicy, this one is one of my favorite cards because it so clearly is us in so many ways. We're always coming up with these some new ideas or a new way to look at things or um, a new way to handle what's happening. It may not feel like that sometimes when we're in overwhelm or when we're um, concerned or feeling this excess energy, but don't forget we've got this ability. All right. And we'll take a look some more as we do some clarifiers. In the present energies, we've got the Three of Wands. And this one it's coming up a lot in my neurospicy readings. And I think this is about when we're looking at the energies, it's really about, and I'm feeling it from spirit is saying, yeah, this is exactly what people are going through. Look at this. We're all living our lives. We're ready. We're feeling ready for like movement, or we're feeling ready to move on to the next phases of our lives or the next adventure. But we're not in the water yet. We've got our board. We're ready to go, but we're not in the water yet. Why? Because there's all this other energy here, and things feel really uncertain, right? Um, the Lover's energy. In when I'm reading neurospicy readings, and this is not a love reading, right? This is not about. Let's take a look at it as a collective here. This doesn't feel like a love spread, like a love reading, right? Because it's more about this energy that's coming in. So maybe, and I'm going to need some clarifiers on that, but maybe this is about self-love and in the appropriate for YouTube way. But seriously, self-love as we're going through this energy. And I'm seeing that over here as well with the Empress, nurturing ourselves. So let's keep going with it. I'm going to get some clarifiers, but this is what's coming into me right now is the energy of all of this heavy stuff is happening right now. We live in this global community that is on fire right now, some places literally, but we're all feeling this as a collective. Maybe it has to do with the astrology that's happening this month, but my sense is it's been happening for a very long time. I've been feeling it in my own practice with people. I've been feeling it internally with my friends and family as well, and other neurospicy people. This energy is big and we're feeling it. So one of the things we have to focus on is this self-care and self-love as we get through this, because it can feel like something is stealing our energy. And as neurospicy people, energy is our currency. It is our currency as we get through every day. How do we manage our energy? Because without this self-care and self-love, as we move forward, I'm going to talk some more about that. It feels like a thief in the night. It feels like we can be doing just fine, like I was in that moment. And there's other moments where we feel overwhelmed more from our neurodivergence, and we're feeling like whether it's we're at work or we're having conversations with others and we are overstimulated or overwhelmed, and then it can feel like our energy is gone. It's an energy drain sometimes for us. So what is spirit telling us is that managing this in a different way is so important for us. Intentionally managing it, intentionally loving ourselves through that, intentionally knowing that, yeah, there's going to be times I have to take a break, and we'll get to that. But I think this is more about self-love. Okay. The Emperor is an interesting card that, again, often comes up in my neurospicy readings. Sometimes this may represent some of you, if you're Aries, if you tend to have this paternalistic, I don't want to use the gender piece, but that vibe, the feeling of paternalistic kind of um, vibe. I'm getting from spirit though that it has more to do with. Okay, I hear you. Okay, thank you. It has more to do with our. Okay, so the emperor can sometimes be someone who appears to be controlling in neurotypical settings. The emperor can be, you see the chess piece, and it's kind of can come across as um manipulative or controlling or in control or strategic, right? Okay. Yeah, that being said, spirit's reminding us, see how spirit's coming through here and the light is coming through to the chess piece? This is a reminder. I love this so much, that as we're going through this big energy, for those of us who are neurospicy, and especially those of us who are autistic or ADHD, all of us really, but sometimes those of us who are ADHD can come across as being controlling when it's really just our needs. We have to have things sometimes a certain way. That's a hallmark of ADHD and autism. That doesn't make us controlling. And in fact, sometimes we need to be more controlling in order to take care of ourselves and advocate. And that's not controlling, but it's more intentional and self-advocating in order to take care of ourselves differently, to avoid this, to avoid the energy drain, to avoid the meltdowns, to avoid the overwhelm. Those things are going to happen and it's okay. But if we can manage this for ourselves, and I don't mean try to be neurotypical or push it down or anything like that. It's about self-love. What do I need as I'm waiting for things to get better, maybe, or as I'm got all this energy coming at me and these burdens? How can I adapt my thoughts about myself so that it's more self-loving? And maybe that means looking controlling to other people. Too bad. We can do it in loving ways. We can, there's lots of strategies that we can have that are um, loving and in the light and still advocating for ourselves and what we need. Absolutely. It can come across as rigid. Okay. Put that aside. Remember, I can frame it in a way to explain, especially to those people close to us and who we love. Okay. I love the Page of Cups as well when we look into a neurospicy reading. First of all, I'm a double Pisces. I'm a Pisces sun and Pisces rising with a Libra moon. And so this always makes me feel happy because there's so many ways I interpret it as a neurospicy person. Again, it's not typical tarot reading of this card, but I'm going to go for it and tell you what I get intuitively from this card. So in the future, it's in the future setting, we start to think about how can we better take care of ourselves? How, with all this energy coming in, right? What does it look like? And I'm going back to this Seven of Swords, the stealing the energy. Well, yeah, when pigs fly, I'm going to let you do that. I'm not going to constantly pretzel myself into being what others always are expecting of me, or trying to be neurotypical, which will never happen. And I don't want it to. Right. But how can I do that? It's almost like a moment of separating that part of ourselves, that pretzeling, that adapting constantly to the neurotypical environment, masking, pushing through, pretending it doesn't bother us, letting go of that. Right. And we can be surprised. The Page of Cups is kind of a surprise, loving message that we can have, right? A surprise, loving delivery to ourselves that, yeah, guess what? I can do that. And here's the love. Here's the love right here, showing that love to ourselves. And we can experience that directly by staying grounded in what gives us power. The cups are always rooted in water, and this is Cancer season. I'm recording this in July. It's Cancer season, which is a water sign as well. So if you relate to those, cool, this might be specifically for you. But taking a look, when pigs fly, I'm gonna give in to letting my energy be drained all the time. I'm not going to be masking anymore. I'm not going to be pushing through at the cost and the expense of my own energy and well-being. No, I'm going to advocate for myself in a loving, appropriate way, right? And the Nine of Swords is kind of a defensive card. It's feeling defended and feeling kind of like, okay, I don't see this as a negative at all. And in fact, when I see this come up, it's just a reminder from spirit to guard your energy. See that, you hear the theme here? It's about guarding our energy. It's about taking care of ourselves in a different way. And what does that look like? It means taking time to unmask appropriately, or in a safe situation, unmasking with folks, and advocating for what we need, loving ourselves, and knowing that the unmasking helps to ease the burden of this heavy energy. It helps to ease the burden of everything feeling like it's going too quickly, right? And it opens us up to being able to make more decisions and kind of have goals and moving forward, despite all the stuff that's happening right now. It allows us to advocate for ourselves, right? In ways that to others might appear to be controlling, but nope, it's just what we need, right? And then kind of to confirm all this, we've got the things we don't see, right? Both the Hermit and the Empress are more messages from spirit that tell us, look, what is the Hermit doing? The Hermit is taking time to go to their quiet place, to get connected to spirit. They've already walked the path. They've walked the path. The path is lit for us. It's here. We know there's light here for us. We can find our way there, and we can find our way back when we take a time out. Right? So when these energies get overwhelming, or you start to feel them, don't wait till they're overwhelming. You start to feel these energies getting into burden territory, getting into too big territory. We have to turn to self-love and go, okay, I love myself enough to say no. Rather than committing and overcommitting to everything, say, let me think about it. I'll get back to you on that. Or flat out, I can't do that. Or I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I need to take a break. Or let me go out in my garden. That's my happy place. That's my Zen place, because I can't levitate like this over a mountaintop. So I go into my gardens and I play in the gardens. I've got fruit growing in there. My cantaloupes should be ripe anytime. I've got so many of them growing, ADHD style. I planted too many, and I'm gonna have to put a stand out in the front to give away melons. But that's my happy place. So whatever your happy place is, it could be your special interest. It can be whatever, it could be just taking a minute to sit in your car and with the AC on, of course, if you're in those hot areas like I am. Right? It's just whatever that looks like for you to take a time out so that we can manage these energies. And the Empress goes right along with the Lovers here. Literally and figuratively, right? She's pregnant. But seriously, it's about self-love and nurturing ourselves, right? It's another collective kind of theme here that we need to nurture ourselves as much as we would someone else. We're so good, and Spirit's loud and clear in this right now. We are so good at taking care of everybody else. If you're here with me right now, they're clearly saying that this is you listening right now. I guarantee that you are taking care of, I don't know if it's family, if it's children, if it's partners, if it's fur babies. It could be strangers on the street. I just said I'm going to give away melons. I'm taking care of other people. I love that about me. It's not a problem. But we're really good at that, right? Many of you are in the helping professions, I can feel. Many of you are creative artists. I'm just picking up, absolutely, and I'm going into your hyper focus, your special interests. We've got people here who are creative artists that I love seeing as I'm going into your energies. There's some really cool and alternative, and one of you is exploring a different method of creating something that you hadn't done before. And and it's really fun, and you're doing a deep dive into it, and that's creation. Look, this is creating. This is not just babies for us. This is about creating and being, going with the flow of the energy. See, this is, coming, the water coming across, and it's going with the flow of the energy. And see how the infinity symbol is made here with energy. This is you being a conduit. Whatever way you're expressing this creativity, you're a conduit for spirit, for your own spiritual path. Oh, that's so cool. I want to hear in the comments. Like, by the way, if you like this reading, hit the like button and drop a note in the comments about who's doing this stuff. Who's, I don't mean who's not, I don't want to know. You can tell me if you're making babies, I guess, too, but who's the creative people in here who are working on something new and fun creatively? I want to hear about that, because that's just so cool to me. All right, I love this. I don't need to pull clarifiers after all, because Spirit started helping me out with that. And like, I'll tell you what the lovers is, Vic, because I'm like, lovers, this is not a love spread. And they clarified that for me. So I think that's so cool. I love when they do that. All right, I'm going to pull 3 cards. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides. All right, I'm going to pull 3 Elemental Empath Oracle cards. These are some of my faves. And I try to make sure that I tell you what cards I'm using, because I know you like to pick some up too, or just know what they are. And what I'm going to do is give you 3 cards, and you can pick and listen to your spirit guides telling you which one is the message that's meant most for you today. You can take all 3 if you want. It's up to you. I'm not, I don't care. You got to do what's right for you. So that being said, you know what my challenge is in doing this? You're going to laugh. Because my ADHD brain and my channeling brain goes into a different place while I'm shuffling and tuning in. I muscle memory takes over for me. So rather than putting the cards face down, I always end up putting them face up, and I'm like, oh, I did it again. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to make sure we put them down, face down. All right, here we go. All right, Spirit, help the collective to know what is their message specifically for them today. Thank you so much, guys, for coming, and I appreciate you being here. So I did it. I did the thing. I did the thing I said I wasn't going to do. I love unmasking for you. I'm going to put that over here. Repeating patterns. Oh, okay, Spirit. Spirit has a sense of humor, do they not? Do they not have a sense of humor? It's like, watch Vicky repeat the same pattern she said she wasn't going to repeat. Oh my God, that's me unmasking for you and going, yeah, that's what I do. Okay. My spirit team is hilarious. I just have to say, my spirit team, I love them so much, because that's them. They're like, watch Vicky screw up. It's fun. And out of love, in a very loving way. All right, we're going to try again. And I'm going to not do that this time. I'm not going to repeat that pattern. But isn't that true for us too, just neurodiverse wise? We do repeat patterns, both those kinds of patterns, but also we recognize patterns so easily. All right, let's come back. Let's come back. Oh, that's so freaking funny. I'm sorry. I'm going to laugh about that all day. Okay. All right, Spirit. Thank you for helping me put the cards down correctly so our collective can choose. So we're looking at 1, 2, and 3. You can pause your video if you need to do that to kind of listen to Spirit, but I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Number 1 is true self. Didn't I say we're here to remember who we really are? All right. Connect to soul. Feed your inner guidance. Purify energy. Oh, I love that. All right. So if that's the one you picked, oops, I'm sorry. Here we go. If that's the one you picked, there's your energies for you. It's exactly what we've been talking about, isn't it? All right, let's take a look at this one. If you pick number 2, oh, it's about confidence. Confidence. Oh, Vic, hello. It would help if you go where the camera is. There you go. I apologize, folks. I'm getting used to the new setup I have here. All right. So take up space. Love yourself. Be you. You are worthy. I adore this. Even if it looks like this to other people, be yourself. Advocate for yourself. That's how you guard your energy. You are worthy. Love yourself. It's exactly what we were talking about. And if you pick number 3, oh, here's another Empress image. Honor the journey. Honor the journey. Don't rush. Experience life. Respect others. Allow messes. Oh, I love this. Look at that. See the energy of creation. I'm wondering how many of you that were doing the new and creative projects pulled number 3. I'd love to hear about that. If you did, just put a 3 in the comments. That's so cool. And honoring the journey. Very cool. Well, that's it for today, folks. Please leave a like if you found it interesting. If you laughed at me messing up, it's okay. You're welcome to, because I laughed at myself with that. And I hope that you guard your energy today, manage your energy, enjoy your energy, and be creative and be fun and be loving to yourself above all. Okay? Above all, be loving to yourself. Thanks so much for being here. You take care, and I'll see you next time.